Madam President, it's almost universally acknowledged that Republican obstructionism has reached new heights in the Senate. There are separate articles written about it. There are even now books written about it. Democrats would have to break a filibuster, I guess, to declare the sky blue or the earth is round. And passing even the most common sense and census legislation can take weeks or months. Yet today, Republicans will force the Senate to waste a day on a series of political show votes. We'll spend hours debating and voting on a handful of non-binding budget resolutions, even though we've already have a legally binding budget. If one of the Republicans' budget passed, which it won't, by law, it's non-binding. Republicans aren't interested in getting anything done this year. They've said so from the very beginning. Their leader, my friend from Kentucky, has said number one issue is to defeat President Obama. So they don't mind wasting a day of the Senate's time on useless political show votes. Republicans can say over and over they're only forcing votes on 4 Republican budgets today because Democrats failed to pass their own budget. That couldn't be further from the truth. In August, Congress passed and President Obama signed a budget that reduces the deficit by more than $2 trillion. It's called the Budget Control Act. 28 Republican senators, including my friend, the minority leader, voted for that last legally binding budget. But since August, those Republicans have developed a case of amnesia. Why else would they walk around Washington claiming we don't have a budget? And unlike the hollow Republican budget resolution the Senate will waste the day debating, the Budget Control Act actually has the force of law. If Republicans were serious about reducing the deficit, they wouldn't be working so hard to undo that August law, which cuts more than $2 trillion from the deficit. These 4 stunt budgets all take that one-sided approach which protects wealthy special interests at the expense of ordinary Americans. And they clearly illuminate Republicans' priorities to shower the wealthy with tax breaks paid for by the middle class. Every moment we waste refighting old battles or revisiting Republicans' failed economic policies is a time that could be better spent creating jobs. The time for show votes is over. Now it's time for the Senate to get back to work putting Americans back to work.